I met Hilaria, it was the tail end of season 5 of 30 Rock. It was really, unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable is right, Alec. Your coming together with Hilaria was truly unbelievable. Remarkable. Remarkable how the stars aligned. So, in fact, this documentary, At Home with the Baldwins, should be narrated by Brian Cox. At Home with the Baldwins. Underneath the stars. Because frankly, I think we need an award-winning physicist like Brian Cox to explain to us just how two forces so vacuous managed to come together without the universe collapsing in on itself.
Who's Daniel Boland? Oh, Daniel Boland, this is a heavy hitter. Do you guys know who this is?
We are polar opposites.
She's a yoga instructor. She's actually about 25 years his junior.
Right, I am already enjoying the music choices by TLC. TLC know how to make a television program.
She's a yoga...
What am I watching here? Sex in the City.
People who say that age doesn't matter, of course it matters.
I got married very fast. I got pregnant very fast.
I've had 7 kids.
Am I gonna go blind?
Yes.
Everybody's going all over me. My relationship with my daughter, Ireland, was so negatively impacted by my divorce from her mother.
Yeah, Alec. We all heard those recordings of you aggressively berating your then 12-year-old daughter, Ireland Baldwin. But it's good to see she's grown up and is over all of that now. You know, she's looking great. One thing is for certain, that it's only the most emotionally stable amongst us that have that many tattoos. I know I'm judgmental, but I do think the world should be more like me. Fear change. My philosophy is not so much, look before you leap. It's more, just don't even look. What if you end up doing something you regret? Then what? There's no going back.
It took a long time to restore that. This is why I think I'm so aware of my relationship with my kids. I feel like our kids have been in a boat.
Yeah.
And that boat's been going up and down and up, and there's been, stormy seas, and they've been scared.
Yeah, so one of the first things you'll notice about Alec and his adoring wife Hilary is that they are incapable of speaking. They cannot communicate without the constant use of cliched analogies.
I feel like our kids have been in a boat.
Yeah.
And that boat's been going up and down and up, and there's been, stormy seas, and they've been scared.
So you mean they've been through a bit of a turbulent time, which even the word turbulent is a bit flowery for my liking. He launches himself into some kind of maritime analogy and quickly realizes there's nowhere to go with it. It's like they're going up and down because there's a storm. There aren't enough life jackets, Hilaria. Who's at the helm, Captain Ahab? Whale fishing's illegal now. We're all gonna be killed.
Breaking news right now, we're learning more about a deadly accident on a movie set in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
The hardest thing about this is that a woman lost her life. A son lost his mom. And that's what makes everything so painful.
Oh, I see. So that's the real tragedy in all of this. The death of a young woman and the pain of her loved ones that she left behind. Thanks for clearing that up, Hilaria. Because I thought the real tragedy in all of this was the delay to filming of Alec's Western, Dust. What was it? Dusty Springs. Dust Bowl disaster. Rusty something. Rusty Buckets. That's right, I think. Painting my wagon.
Actor Alec Baldwin is now charged with involuntary manslaughter.
I've never been through anything like this in my entire life.
Where do you go from a tragedy?
I do not want to go back to the life I had. I don't care.
You have a lot of individuals that...
Counting on us.
You and the two of you together, right?
Now, regular viewers will know that I don't like to nitpick. It's not in my nature. And I don't want to pick on someone who is not supposed to be the protagonist of the show. But this quack shrink, this life coach that they're speaking to all the time, is... what is this look about? Those big frame glasses are a bold statement if it isn't 2009 no more. bold statement that screams, he had a completely normal childhood. Sure, he killed a few critters, but we just thought he liked hunting. I have to return some videotapes. What I mean, it feels like some people in a bid to make themselves look more serious or intellectual, they end up looking like an offender.
Love you.
We stayed together through really hard times. And I'm proud of us.
And I thank God for you. I don't ever want to be without you.
God, what utter drivel. Been through a lot. I thank God every day that you're in my life. I can't imagine life without you. Now, look, nobody has ever accused me of being the most sentimental guy in the world. Not yet. That lovey-dovey shit, I ain't a fan of it. Lizzo. It's always bad bitch o'clock on the Daniel Boland show. Alright, I'm not, I don't like sentimentality. All right. The reason is these two are grown adults. They shouldn't be speaking like that. People who speak like that, it's kind of the verbal version of the spasmodic frolicking of a 2-week-old foal. It's only cute when a baby horse does it. Or, a baby human, toddlers, when they're starting to learn to walk and speak, they say all this stupid stuff. They're trying to imitate adults. It's very cute. It's adorable. But when you're in your 40s, and God forbid your 60s like Alec Baldwin, why are you still trying to imitate humans? Superego should have kicked in. You should have your own personality now. These husks are on an autopilot. It's like they've been possessed by a fungus. Like the ants with the fungus on... You all know. It is amazing how music manipulates your perception of things, isn't it?
Come here, you little bastards. I'll kill you. I'll kill all of you! Who knows what's the right thing to do? Just live one day at a time.
Just live one day at a time, eh? About as insightful and inspiring as a football manager in the mixed zone.
Look, guys, right this chance.
What are you doing with that bone?
Vamos, we're gonna go celebrate. Come on.
We moved into this apartment in November of 2011. Her and I, no kids. Quiet. And then, number 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids. We kept going.
Alec and I have been married for almost 12 years. And we've known each other for a little over 13 years. So we met, and then it all went really fast.
Okay, so that's the introduction there, where they're living in their luxury Manhattan apartment with their 7 kids, and I'm surprised there's enough room, actually, what with all the syllables in their stupid Spanish names that she gave them. But I don't think that's really the issue, and we're going to skip through the first segment of them explaining how Hilaria is not a gold-digging hoe, which, I don't really think that's not what anyone's worried about. It's all of the other stuff, which we're going to get to.
I understand Alec because I've gotten to understand Alec. And I feel like the world very much misunderstands Alec. He is a very tender soul. He's very raw, especially now.
Santa Fe Fire and EMS, what's the location of emergency? The Nancy Creek Ranch had 2 people accidentally shot on a movie set by a prop gun director and a cameraman has been shot. We need help immediately.
1 female shot in the chest.
42-year-old director of photography, Helena Hutchins, was rushed to the helicopter and then taken to a local trauma center where she died from her injuries.
I do have some very unfortunate news to tell you.
What?
She didn't make it. Yeah.
Now, that's always sort of bothered me, Alec Baldwin's reaction to learning of the death of the woman he accidentally shot. You know, I mean, obviously it's a terrible thing to happen, but nothing about him is natural. It's like when somebody tells you that someone you shot has just died. I mean, what's the best way to react? How would I deal with that? I think my reaction would seem more normal than, whoa, get out of here. I can't. Really? That's like, it's almost, it's comical.
Watching Alec and his pain, in no way is it meant to compare with Helena's loss, with her son who has no mom. It breaks my heart.
So that's what broke your heart, is it? A poor old Hilaria, eh? Ay caramba. I really, you know, you can really tell that she wants to experience human emotion. But first for that, you must have a soul, Hilaria, and then a personality. And unfortunately...
Come here, baby. No, come over here.
What do I do with these?
Come. No, Aki. Come.
Poor, tired old Alec. He doesn't know what's going on anymore. Just babies all around him, and she's even got him speaking Spanish now. Oh, come, Aki, baby. Come here, baby. Come, Aki. You know you're not Spanish, Alec. I mean, nor is your wife, but you're even less Spanish than she is, if that's possible.
This past year was so hard. It was so hard. It was hard.
There he goes with his crazy analogies again. But if you had to describe this past year in one word, Alec.
It's tough.
Okay.
I believe that all we can do is to try to put one foot in front of the other.
Whoa. 1 foot in front of the other? I thought we were taking things one day at a time. These two need to sit down and make sure they're both on the same page with their inspirational quotes. Or else this marriage risks turning into some sort of never-ending rap battle between Confucius and the Buddha.
I'm worried.
And that's about all the lip service they give to the whole Helena thing. and now the music changes. You'll notice the ambience is very different because they're talking about Alec's quirks.
You don't really want to film this, do you? We have to clean all this stuff up out here.
Alec has OCD.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
People throw the term OCD around very casually. Oh my god, I love to have my closet so organized. I'm so OCD. OCD is a real thing that's really hard.
Wait, is it hard or is it tough? I'm confused. I suppose I should cut Hilaria a little bit of slack, right? She is, after all, speaking in the first language of the last 12 to 13 generations of her family.
This past year was just terrible. There was times I'd lay in bed and I'd go, wow, I can't get up.
You're preaching to the choir here, Alec. That's how I wake up most days, you know. I wake up on the sofa, dazed and disorientated. And the first thing I hear is the screams of my wife and kids. In Spanish, ironically, because my wife actually is Spanish.
It's not ironic, it's just coincidental.
I hear the Spanish screams and, you know, I'm exactly the same. I don't think I can get up. I know what you're going through.
Everyone who is close to Alec has seen his mental health decline. He was diagnosed with PTSD.
All right, Alec, for this shot, we just want to convey the message that you are fucked. You're completely fucked in the head. So if you could just rock backwards and forwards on the spot for us, that'd be great.
You wake up in the morning and you're like, oh God, why did I wake up?
Maybe you're just not morning people. I mean, I know this is a cliche, but I am honestly like that. I wake up every morning and I'm like, why God? And then I just have a coffee and everything's fine.
You know, you get to the point you're so dark. Like, why did I wake up?
Yeah.
And I just can't. It's so painful. And it's almost that like, oh God, no, it's real.
My good friend said to me the other day, he said, you know, how you doing? And he says to me all the time, how you doing? And he said, I'm happier when I'm asleep than when I'm awake.
Okay, this is getting a little bit too relatable now. I'm happier when I'm asleep than when I'm awake. Who isn't, to be honest? I have some lovely dreams, you know? Get to visit all those new towns that I never knew existed.
even though this is hard, and there are moments where you think I don't know how we're gonna continue on.
Shit, well, if taking things one day at a time and putting one foot in front of the other hasn't worked, I'm all out of ideas.
And then I look at the kids and I see how hard we're trying to create happy for them.
Create happy for... When did people start this thing of using adjectives as nouns in sentences? It really gets on my tits, all right? You're not creating happy, you're creating gay. You're creating nauseous.
Even if we're masking stuff for ourselves. I know that what we're going through is maybe unique, but every family goes through hard times. And that's something that we can feel a community of support, knowing that the best that we can do is do our best and try to make our kids happy. And so that's what we're doing.
I honestly, from the bottom of my soul, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have you and these kids going through this.
When something bad happens, there is a fire. And your job is to try not to let the fire spread. But I wanted to put as much as I could a fireproof barrier around my kids.
The protective mother figuratively building those asbestos fences around her kids. But, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I think a bit of fire is a good thing. Yeah. In fact, I think even the toweringest infernos wouldn't suck the oxygen out of a room like Hilaria. Anyway, let's move on to the only other interesting thing in this first episode, which is her addressing the fake Spanish stuff again.
I got pregnant with Carmen 5 months after we got married.
No te preocupes, estás bien. Estás bien.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
Let's talk slower. You're speaking English in a Spanish cadence, which is always perilous for me. Slow down just a kiss. I can't understand you.
Okay, we need to talk about Hilaria Baldwin's accent. People are finding clips where she goes in and out of her accent. It's getting people riled.
Eduardo, Pablo Garcia. Edu. Gatito, ¿dónde están los gatos? I'm raising my kids to be bilingual. I was raised bilingual. My family, all my nuclear family now lives over in Spain.
Just to clear all this up for anyone who doesn't understand this yet, or, you know, maybe you've just never heard anything about this. Hilaria, whose real name is Hilary Haywood Thomas, from a New England family that have been settled in America for at least 8 or 9 generations, and as far as anyone can tell, are entirely of English stock. She never just comes out. She doesn't actually lie. She leads people to believe that she is Spanish. That's all she does, right? It's really strange. It's like there's this moral dilemma in her head where if I don't actually say a lie, it's okay. I can, you know. So she says, I was raised bilingual. My family now live in Spain. Things that are actually technically true. The only thing that happened to her is her dad was a complete pompous weirdo lawyer who loved Spain for some reason and spoke Spanish all the time at home, which is completely fine. She had a bit of a kooky upbringing, and her dad spoke to her in Spanish for no reason other than he's a pompous twat, right? And she cannot let go of it. You know, she's got her kids wearing the Spain national team Spain t-shirt. She's speaking to them in Spanish sort of at random occasions, which... Whatever, you know, do what you want, but why do you have to make people believe that you might actually be Spanish? She never just says, no, I'm not Spanish, right? And I've gone on about this years ago in other videos, but she never just says, I'm not Spanish, nobody in my family is Spanish, we just spoke Spanish because we're a bit weird like that, and that would be completely fine, you know, it'd be a funny anecdote, but no.
Okay, entonces siéntate aquí. No, it looks so nice. Are you kidding me? I want to teach my kids pride in speaking more than one language. I think just growing up and speaking 2 languages is extremely special.
See, she does that. It's so crazy. She catches herself. She says, I want them to be brought up with pride. And then she goes, oh, no, wait, not in their heritage. I can't make out that they're of Spanish heritage. Pride in speaking 2 languages. Who wouldn't have pride in speaking two languages.
Love English. I also love Spanish. And when I mix the two, it doesn't make me inauthentic. When I mix the two, that makes me normal.
No, it isn't normal. It isn't normal that you can't remember how to say cucumber.
How do you say it in cucumber? Cucumber.
Right? And you say it in that stupid accent. You were born and raised in Boston and have lived, as far as I can tell, at least on a full-time basis, your entire adult life in and around the New York area. Right? There shouldn't be a moment when you forget how to say cucumber. Right? There just really shouldn't. As much of a meme as that became, it's insane. She's still not letting it go. You know, anyone with a real personality could say, well, I was a bit of a spaz when in my 20s and I had a bit of a personality issue and, you know, I've moved on now. I've grown. But she's in her 40s and she's still trying to keep up this charade, frankly.
I'd be lying if I said it didn't make me sad and it didn't hurt and it didn't put me in dark places. But it was my family, my friends, my community who speak multiple languages, who have belonging in multiple places, and realize that we are a mix of all these different things, and that's going to have an impact on how we sound and an impact on how we articulate things and the words that we choose and our mannerisms. That's normal. That's called being human.
No, Capuchina, que no seas así. Okay, vamos.
No, that's completely crazy. That's not being human. That is completely insane. Look, I've lived in Spain for 16 years now. She doesn't sound native when she speaks. In fact, the only thing you ever get from her are a couple of, like, niceties, a couple of banal sentences that she can say. The only time I've seen her put on the spot was an interview in some Spanish reporter came up to her and she was forced to speak Spanish. And she struggled, right? She ain't bilingual. Okay, I do believe she was brought up speaking Spanish. Her accent's pretty good. It's not 100%. It's not. But anyone can learn to go, siéntate aquí, ven aquí. No te preocupes. Right? We can all do that. Okay? That doesn't make you Spanish. Why do I have to say this? Again, you know, it's been years since I've touched on this subject, but it's insane. It really is insane. You know, she doesn't speak enough Spanish to be forgetting how to say cucumber. You know, I would like to see her sit down on a 2-hour podcast and speak Spanish the entire time. It would be a fucking mess. All right? Yeah. All right, I don't know. If I might carry on with this series, I might not. If there's anything else interesting to talk about, I might. But we'll see. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it, and what else? Oh yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you want to help out with the channel even further and get some access to some exclusive videos I make on Patreon, then the link's in the description. All my social media's down there, Instagram, X, so you can follow me on those places to find out, to stay informed, to know when a new video's coming out. And I'm going to go and rest my voice. I'll see you in the next one.
When I was growing up, and in this country, I would use the name Hillary, and in Spain, I would use the name Hilaria. Yes, I am a white girl. I am a white girl, and let's be very clear that Europe, you know, has a lot of white people in there, and my family is white. I'm, you know, ethnically, I am a mix of many, many, many things. Look at my skin color. And look at your skin color. Who's darker?
Yeah.
Is one of us better than the other one?
No. I'm somebody who I love to cook paella, quinoa bowls, or a piece of fish or something like that.
Let's do it first together. We're just gonna do what we do. Okay?
No, do it in Spanish.
No, don't. We're gonna do what we do together.
Favorite thing about just for unwinding. We literally go out there. We can take a deep breath. We can take a deep breath.
He learned.
Excuse me.
I'm really surprised that you are asking me this. Give me some time, guys. Give me some time. I had like 35 or 40 of my family members come from Spain, which equals really good party. And I just saw like the closest like outlet. How do you say it in English? Yeah, the closest outlet.
It's not Hilaria.
It's not even Hilaria. There is no H.
There's no H.
So pretend there's no H. It's okay. Hilaria. It's like hola. Yeah. In Spanish, you say hola. It's H-O-L-A. Nobody says hola unless you have a really bad accent.
I moved here when I was 19 to go to NYU.
And from my family lives in Spain. They live in Mallorca.
Hilaria, you're actually half Spanish and half American, and you are a wellness expert.
We were a very, excuse me.
When I was 20, I gave up dairy, and so in Spain you eat a lot of dairy. There is a lot of meat. How do you say anything? Cucumber? Cucumbers.
I cannot tell a lie. I stole it. I'm his biggest fan.
Bring your hands together. Take a deep breath in, and now touch your toes.
Go what?
Touch your toes.
Touch my toes.
Toes.
No, come on, Romeo. Come. Please. Please. It's dirty, the floor. Romeo, please.
That we have walked miles and miles. I went to probably like 5 different places to find
Thrifty wash.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Cucumber?
I don't want a cucumber.
More yoga.
Okay.
He should be doing more yoga.
What kind of?
He's eating less bad food. I hear somebody knocking the door. Carmen, is it you? Can you give me like 2 minutos? Alex? Muy mal.
Alec.
You are shopping or while you are planning your evening makeup.
So soon we thought about taking
They come when they
a year or
come.
two off, but they come.
I don't know.
All right, well, ladies.
In Boston. And then I spent some of my childhood in Boston, some of my childhood in Spain. My family, my brother, my parents, my nephew, everybody is over there in Spain. Now I'm here.
See.
My wife was a professional dancer. I traveled around the world dancing with a group of people, UK, China. Where else did you go?
I went to a lot of places.
We went to a lot of places. So
Consider the source.
It's gorgeous. I didn't think it was going to be different, but it is.
do me a favor. I'm gonna answer the question.
I don't watch TV.
Really?
I have never had a TV my entire life. I actually don't even know how to turn a TV on. I kid you not. So now there's a camera, and I actually think it's going nowhere. Think about the women that you come into contact with. I know for myself, 99.9% of people who tear me down are other women. Single day. Now that I'm in the public eye, I experience a different kind of stress.
Kale chips that are in the oven. Actually, these ones are spinach chips today. Sometimes I make kale, sometimes I make spinach, but if I don't call them kale chips, the kids won't eat them.
It feels different. It really feels different. But I didn't think it was going to be different, but it feels quite different. No, we've taken a couple days just to relax, and then he has a couple of breaks from work, and in October I think we're going to go to España to see my family.
Oh,
He's
you're gonna
never
bring
been
him
to
to
Spain. I asked you to leave.
Mr. Baldwin, why? Who's here?
Please
Don't
go
let
away.
the photograph under somebody's private home.
This is not. This is not anyone's private home. Are you?
Private home.
This is not.
Dientes.
Si no tiene dientes. Mira, qué rica. Mira, está comiendo.
¿Qué es eso?
Go home. And you too. I don't know who you are. You're new. Go home. We've been through. Hey. On a human level. No, I don't know. There's no explaining it. You can't say it's your job. I know. In the end, you're human. I'm human. And I hope you remember my face one day. And if something ever happens to me, because of this kind of thing, no. If something ever happens to me, remember that I asked you to stop. Food, very healthy food, even though we are in a hurricane, doesn't mean that we can all of a sudden start eating Twinkies and hamburgers. Kick to it.
And you're Spanish?
Well, in Spain you have olive oil. It's more like Italian food.
Consider the source.
And this person would say this about me, and that person would say that, and this article would say this, and that would say that.
Do you know that 800,000 to 1 million kids get kidnapped a year? Do you know that?
Is that real?
I don't know. Look it up. I don't know.
Where'd you read that?
I don't know. I mean, somewhere online. I don't know if it's true.